Hi guys, it's me, Canada, from the How Tell You Nation, and today we're going to be doing another fanfic review, and this fanfic is called The Groom of Arias. It's basically a gender-bending story of Disney's Fanfic, the Bride of Discord, which this story is by autistic writer. I'm sorry if I'm not saying his name right. It's very confusing. His name is very hard for me to say, but yeah. Basically what this story is a huge gender bending of the Bride of Discord. It's basically taking characters of basically the main six and Discord and all the other characters that play a part in the story and turning them into their opposite gender. Basically, the main six who are all females, like Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and basically turning them into guys. Their names haven't changed to Twilight's is Dustshine, Rainbow Dash is Rainbow Blitz, Rarity is Exclusive, Pinkie Pie is Bubbleberry, and my least favorite of them, Fluttershy, has been turned into Butterscotch. I don't really like Butterscotch's name. It sounds like he doesn't sound like Fluttershy's counterpart. Like, his name doesn't even resemble what would be their names. Like, Twilight at least has shine in it, and you have Twilight who has the light in it, and Dustshine who has shine in it, and so many others. His sounds like he should be a pony that's making candy. He doesn't have, anything that resembles at least his female counterpart. So yeah, the story, it starts off the same way as Bride of Discord does. It has our main six, or should I say the main cults, at least, to sort of, differentiate the characters. Fighting Arias, who is the female counterpart of Discord in our story, and fighting him and, trying to, basically sort of at, like, the end of Eternal Harmony, where they're trying to turn him back into stone. That's what they're doing here, but instead of turning him into stone, she ends up escaping for 3 years, basically. They get worried when they realize that she has gone and not had turned into stone. They go to the princes, which are the male counterparts to the princesses, Leslie and Luna. Their names in this one are Solus. I can't pronounce his name. I'm very sorry. And then Artemis. Though I've heard Luna's name also be Osiris, so I don't know really which one to go with. But she's called Artemis in the story. And she basically, that's what they do. Basically, they say that they should just be on guard for the next, basically 3 years. She doesn't come back until 3 years on the day of the Galloping Gala, which is, the huge event that they had in the show. And basically, what she does is she comes back, she takes over Equestria during the Galloping Gala, and she ends up kidnapping the princes as well, and she holds them hostage. Basically, what she has basically the same demands that Discord had in the Bride of Discord. She wants land, she wants them not to use the elements of harmony on her, and she wants a groom. And she will only have a groom if he is willing to come with her and not be forced or persuaded or bribed or whatever. And, of course it ends up being Butterscotch in this story. And this is where basically the story takes, the Beauty and the Beast approach. It has, basically them spending time together and all that stuff. And that's basically what happens until the very end of the story, where they have this huge fight, and she ends up hurting Butterscotch and basically leaving him, basically telling him to leave because she doesn't want to hurt him anymore. And in this scene, but in the Bride of Discord, in Butterscotch Fluttershy talks to Applejack about her feelings towards Discord. Here, she ends up talking. Here, he actually talks to the princes, which is kind of neat because we sort of get them, their, how they, their discussion about what they, they've known Arias for a long time, and sort of get, their opinion and all that stuff. So that's kind of a neat scene. So they convince him to go back to Arias, and he, goes and confesses his love and all that stuff. And so, yeah, but the only difference here is that she, it's kind of confusing. The ending's kind of confusing, mostly because I speed read this whole story, so I might be kind of confusing to explain this. But she actually wants to get turned back into stone at one point in the story before they meet. She actually asked the main six to turn her into stone. She wants them turned to stone so she doesn't hurt Butterscotch. Yeah, which is kind of weird. Which I really didn't really like that scene. I didn't think it was necessary though to have her want that, because I don't think Discord did that in the original one. But yeah, basically the same thing happens. The main six get attacked by the Timberwolves. Arya saves them, and then they confess their love, and they end up getting married and all that stuff. That's basically the general idea of the story. As I said, there are some differences with the story. Like, instead of Prince Tempo, which is Caden's male counterpart, instead of him going with the princess, it's actually Glimmershield, which is Shining Armor's female counterpart in the stories, because she's pregnant, and you have to have that level there. Also, as I said before, there are with the whole Beauty and the Beast scene part of the story, there is differences. The ending, him wanting, painting Butterscotch, and then everything else. But there are a few similarities with it, like, Arias giving Butterscotch the animals and stuff like that. The ending is also slightly different as well. We get a little scene where Arias is wanting to turn back into stone. There's also a scene where she talks to the princes and things like that. I didn't want to go too in depth because I want you guys to read this story and sort of judge it on your own, because I didn't think the story was as good as The Bride of Discord. It had some flaws with it, more flaws than The Bride of Discord does. So that's at least my judgment. It's an okay story. It's not horrible, but it's not really good. It's sort of, you definitely have to be a fan of Bride of Discord to read this. If you're a beginner fanfic reader, then you probably wouldn't like this story because of all the differences with it and it being a gender bending story and stuff. But other than that, the story is good. There are flaws with it. There are scenes that didn't necessarily need to be in there, though. Like there's a scene in the beginning where Aris is trying to get into the Grand Galloping Gala, but can't because the guards are stopping her. I didn't really need to see that scene if we're trying to get in there, but it's there, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the entirety story. My thoughts is that it's an alright story. You definitely had to be a fan of The Bride of Discord to read this story, to at least understand it and some things in it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I know this video isn't as good as some of my others. I'm definitely, not really doing this good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to go check it out, it's by Artistic Writer. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like. If you have anything you want to mention down below in the comments, tell me. If you guys want to check out my other fanfics, and I've said The Bride of Discord. I've done many other stories. I've recently did a review of MLP's 100th episode, so if you guys want to check out that, do. I do have other videos coming out, so if you want to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. I'm Canada, and farewell for now.